It's a chilly and snowy Saturday night in downtown Detroit, so come on inside Wayne State Fieldhouse and let's check out the hottest team in the G League. The Motor City Cruise are going for their 4th win of the week, and they'll do so tonight against the defending G League champs. The Lakeland Magic are here to take on the Motor City Cruise, the G League affiliate of the Detroit Pistons. Glad you're joining us inside the beautiful, brand new Wayne State Fieldhouse on the campus of Wayne State University. It's a treat to watch the Motor City Cruise on what should be a heck of a ball game tonight in Detroit. G League affiliates of the Orlando Magic and Detroit Pistons getting ready to go. Glad you're joining us tonight. Evan Stockton in for Chad Bush. Sam Stickday is alongside me tonight. All right, Stick, we've been talking about it. The Cruise are the hottest team in the league, playing some darn good basketball. So what can we expect tonight as they take on Lakeland?
I think some more darn good basketball. I mean, something happened. You know, early in the season they had that first little part. Then they go to Vegas for the showcase. Something happened in Vegas to unify this team because ever since the first of the year and they got back, they've almost been unstoppable. Only one loss since 2022 has kicked off, and they've looked good, scoring the ball, shooting the clip about 49% from the field. I mean, these guys are doing it all, and they're doing it defensively, too, so they've been tough to beat.
Yeah, they were playing very well defensively the other night across the state against the Grand Rapids Gold. As we're getting ready for this basketball game tonight, we got some good scores on both sides of things. For the Lakeland Magic, B.J. Johnson, who is a well-traveled and talented basketball player, he's played very well at this level this year, and he is going to be a problem for the Cruise tonight.
Yeah, and he's played all right at every other level he's been at. You know, he's been to Australia, but you're right, he's really finding his footing here in the G League, and we'll see if that takes him to, the NBA, which is the dream of where everybody playing here wants to be. And you're looking at some of his highlights here, taking it to the lane, left-handed, nice three-point shot, too, he has from behind the arc. So he's going to be a guy that the Cruise is really going to have to focus on defensively tonight.
BJ's well-traveled, not just in professional ranks, but in college as well. He actually played at Syracuse and LaSalle. On the other side of things for the Cruise, Davidas Servidis is a name that Pistons fans need to start remembering because he just had the best game of his professional life, Stick, a couple of days ago against the Grand Rapids Gold.
And it's a name that when you hear, you remember it too. You know, I remember the first time I heard Davidas Servidis, and here he is. So you look at him, and he does it all. Look at the three-point shot from the corner, nice lefty stroke, and you're going to see coming up, he's able to get his teammates involved as well. Here he is passing the ball all the way across the court. Great vision on that pass. And then you also get a little bit of defense out of him. You know, he's 6'8", he's got the long arms, he's able to read the defense, and he plays with that little unorthodox style that we've seen come out of the Euro style of players.
Those numbers, that'll make you some money. 34 points, 10 boards, 6 assists. But a thing that we're going to highlight throughout the broadcast tonight is how well as a team Motor City played at Grand Rapids. Yes, they're seeing all the things that Davidas Servidis did the other night, but every single starter was in double figures, and that's what the Pistons organization and Troy Reaver, Rob Murphy want to see at this level. Everybody developing and everyone contributing to the fun.
Yeah, and like you said, everybody's contributing because not only did, they have a well-rounded game for everybody that was playing in that game, they were out a lot of starters as well. You know, Walton wasn't playing, and they were able to sub guys in, and that's kind of what this G League has been. And you're seeing it, like you said, trickle up almost to the Pistons organization because as the Cruise has gone so far in 2022, so have the Pistons. They've looked pretty good since the turn of the new year. And you're seeing a lot of these guys move up and down. You know, we see Luka, we see Walton. You see a lot of these guys making that transition, and that's a big part of Troy Weaver's plan. It's what he did in Toronto, and he had a lot of success with guys like Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, another guy that they groomed in the G League, and he came up, and he was a serviceable, if not almost all-star level pro.
Now more than ever, the G League is just so important to your development as a NBA team and an NBA organization, and the Pistons or Cruise are building quite the relationship with one another. Should have a good one tonight from Wayne State Fieldhouse. The Cruise hosting the Lakeland Magic. Crowd filing in, players getting ready. We continue to get you ready for this matchup when you come on back.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak stuff out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
Almost time for basketball here at Wayne State Fieldhouse between the Crews and the Lakeland Magic. But before we get there, let's pause for our national anthem.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak stuff out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League. Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak stuff out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Little Saturday night hoops from Wayne State Fieldhouse. The Crews, the affiliate of the Detroit Pistons, hosting the affiliate of the Orlando Magic, the Lakeland Magic. Glad you're joining us, Evan Stockton, Sam Stickday, alongside the rest of our crew. All right, Stick, let's get to the starting lineups in this game tonight. We start with the Lakeland Magic. Hassani Grabit, Aleem Ford, John Teskey, who obviously a lot of hoops fans in this state know well, Jeff Dowden, and B.J. Johnson in the starting five for Lakeland tonight. Got to keep an eye on Hassani Grabit. He's played a lot of games in the G League and had a lot of success Had a lot of success in his collegiate days. Former SEC Sixth Man of the Year at South Carolina. That really is the type of player we see here in the G League. And on the other side for the Motor City Cruise, talked about Davidas Servidis in the open. Who else in that Cruise starting five tonight are you looking out for to have a big night?
I always keep my eye on Chuck Diallo, man. He's a fun player to watch, and when he uses that big body and gets himself in rhythm, he is tough to stop. So that's another guy outside of Servidis that I'm really going to keep an eye on tonight.
Diallo had a monster night at Grand Rapids back on Thursday. 15 points, 18 boards. Former top 10 recruit in the country at Kansas has really found his form here with the Motor City Cruise. Almost time for tip. Still got to look at our keys to the game tonight as the Cruise and the Magic are getting ready to go. Stick, what are those keys that you're looking for both of these teams tonight?
Well, for the Motor City Cruise, I think it's pretty simple. You know, you got to limit the turnovers. Sometimes in these G League games, people get a little bit excited. They want to make the play. They want to make the, the highlight reels. But just slow down, play within yourself, and make sure you limit turnovers and hit your jump shots. And the Cruise has been doing an incredible job of that so far in 2022. Like I said, they're shooting around 49% from the field. So if they can keep hitting their jump shots, limit turnovers, they're definitely going to add another hash mark to the win column tonight.
I like the stick to the basics.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's our producer, Alex Westfall, coming through.
Alex is working overtime on a Saturday. God bless him. Well, to your point about the Cruise shooting the ball, they were darn near 51% in that win at Grand Rapids the other day. That's obviously outstanding. But just 29% from three. We all know in professional basketball today, shooting threes is as important as anything. But how can you improve shooting threes? How can you get better looks and bump that average up from 29%?
Really work your offense. A lot of time those threes come in some early transition buckets and people just trying to force the action. But if you can work your offense and draw it up the way DJ Baker wants you to get those open threes, it'll definitely lead to a better field goal percentage for you.
House lights up, almost ready for ball from Wayne State Fieldhouse. Cruise in blue, Lakeland Magic in white. Looking awfully similar to their NBA affiliates, the Magic and the Pistons. Pistons are on the road for a while, big West Coast swing. Lost in Utah last night, but you and I were talking off the air. The Pistons have just played so much better over the last couple of weeks, and in this season where there's been so much COVID delays and alterations, a huge reason why the Pistons are playing better than ever, all the development that's going on here with the Cruise.
Well, yeah, in the NBA, a lot of, you're seeing a lot of players get signed from the G League just to fill some gaps and to make sure that they can have the 12 men to fill a roster. But you're seeing a lot of guys take advantage of that opportunity. And, with the program that they have here in Detroit, with both teams feeding into each other, teaching the same concepts at each level, it definitely translates a lot better for the Pistons and the Cruise because they have that synergy.
Cruise are maybe the hottest team in the G League. Coming in at 6-1. Lakeland 2-5.
There's Big Teskey on the floor right now. He's so tall.
When I see a guy like that who's 7'1", 265, you can only really think one thing. How expensive was the grocery bill for those parents growing up?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, and those growth spurts, how quick did they come?
The Diallo family doesn't want to hear anything about it either.
Check wins the tip.
All right, here we go. Lakeland off the opening tap. Right to B.J. Johnson, who's kicking out. Kravitz 3 off. And Diallo the first board for the Cruise.
It's good to get him involved early, like getting his hands on the ball. So, kind of like Ben Wallace back in the day. You got to feed him early, get him into the game.
Diallo helping to set the screen. Servidis off the best game of his life the other night, misses the shot but gets the board. Palmer driving, got blocked by Teskey. Shot clock down to 5. Great spin by Balkman. Missed the shot, but Diallo the tap home.
They tried to work that basket every way that they could, inside, outside, and finally get the tip in. But not a great possession, but you'll take the results.
Look, when you get 3 cracks at the thing, you want one to go home, right?
I'll take it.
Former South Carolina Gamecock Kravitz with a sweet pass to Teskey, but he missed the little shot down low.
He set him up so good on that pass.
Yeah, he did. Servidis. Yeah! Fresh off the monster game at Grand Rapids the other night. Davidas Servidis, 3 more for the Crews.
And that's why we highlighted him in the open. He can shoot it from outside. He'll get it inside like we saw him drive the lane earlier. Just an all-around good player for the Crews.
Johnson's triple was off, but Diallo could not clear the rebound, so it stays on this end.
Would have been a quick 3 rebounds for Diallo.
15 points and 18 rebounds for Sheck a couple of nights ago against the Gold.
Man numbers.
Yeah. Jeff Doughton, space inside, off on the floater. The Magic are ice cold to start. Great kick to the corner. Jones misses the 3.
That was a good look. You know, you had the breakaway. You found him wide open in the corner. I'm happy with that 3-point shot, but that's what you were talking about earlier. You know, they're not shooting a high percentage from 3-pointers. Those are good looks. You got to make those.
Yeah, you can't be upset if you're DJ Baker and the coaching staff. You get an open corner 3, want to knock that thing down. But if you miss it, it's still the right result, still the right idea. Servidis, space, missed the lefty leaner.
That's a couple shots Teskey has already altered with his size. Not necessarily blocked, but altered.
There you go, B.J. Johnson driving to the hole, and he's got a chance to tie it.
He is so strong with that left hand when he decides to take it. A nice little shimmy to get by his defender. Look at the replay here. Look at the crossover to his left hand. Put it up off the glass. Beautiful take by B.J. Johnson.
Well-traveled B.J. Johnson. He's played internationally in Australia, multiple organizations here in the G League. We were talking about this earlier. He also played multiple places collegiately. Started his career at Syracuse and then moved on to LaSalle in Philly. Servidis to Diallo. Teskey altered the shot, but also followed Sheck Diallo.
But back to B.J. Johnson, you know, he's one of those guys that he has the skill set. That's why he keeps getting so many opportunities. And one of these times, it's going to cash in and turn into something really great for him.
That is the goal of the G League, no doubt about it. Keep plying your trade, keep plugging away, waiting for that right opportunity. There's been so many examples now over the last decade or so of guys who've been playing in games like this, and all of a sudden they find a home somewhere in the league.
Well, everybody matures at a different rate. That's the big thing, you know. Some kids, when they're 19, they're in their full-grown man body. Some kids, when they're 19, they haven't even really hit their growth spurt, you know. You've seen it. Ooh!
John Teskey was a guy who matured early. That's a man's jam down low.
Nobody getting up to block that one.
So there's a few folks walking into Wayne State Fieldhouse tonight and going, I recognize that guy, 15 in white. Played his college ball down the road with the Michigan Wolverines. Jones into the lane and hitting the floater.
It was a great use of his defender to get in the lane there. He didn't necessarily set a pick. He just kind of followed him in like a lead blocker.
So the Crews back in front. They've never trailed in this game. Doughton guarded tightly by Balkman. It's back in his hands. Shot clock running down, and Diallo grabs the miss. Good pace and flow to this one early. Balkman got his defender in the air twice and hit it off the glass.
And he called it. He said glass before he shot that.
Can you imagine if someone actually did that in the pace of play? Maybe they are, and we just can't hear it up here.
Oh, I've seen it.
Rob at the kick. Ford rising, missing the 3. Former Wisconsin Badger off on the long try.
Yeah, what I love about Aleem Ford is they have him listed here as a local player tryout is how he got on the team. That's awesome.
What do they say? Bet on yourself? He's betting on himself.
The Crews did a local player tryout. I did not get an invite.
Neither did I. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
2 more for Diallo. He's already got 6. Johnson open for a foul on that triple try. Didn't get it and missed the shot, too.
Tried the Reggie Miller leg kick and everything to get that whistle. Couldn't get it done.
Now you got to say that's James Harden now. Reggie Miller, the reference is a little dated.
I'm an old man.
It's out of bounds. It's going to Lakeland. Although they have cleaned that up in the NBA this year. Remember, that was the narrative the first couple of weeks. Oh, my goodness, James Harden's scoring is down. They figured out how to defend him. And not quite. I think he's scoring like 30 a game after the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, he adjusted to no more scissor kicks.
Robin tried to find space, but had to kick it out to Doughton. Teske stepping outside, and that one was off.
And if you're the Crews, you will definitely live with that. I mean, Teske's been a problem in the lane on both ends of the court. Pretty much really the only thing going on for the Lakeland Magic at this point. And looking good.
Timeout on the floor at Wayne State Fieldhouse, and a good start for the Crews. The hottest team in the G League, off to a 13-7 lead against Lakeland.
Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak-stuff-out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
Back on the campus of Wayne State, where the Crews are going for their 4th win of the week and a 7-1 start. Off to a good start against the Lakeland Magic, up 13-7. Evan, Stick, and the rest of our crew back with you. Stick, what do you make of these first few minutes of the ballgame?
If you're the Crews, you got to like what's going on. It's kind of been a battle of the big men. Check Diallo going at it, of course, against our boy Teske. And it's been fun basketball. The Crews, I think they're playing well defensively. They're getting out in the open court. And you mentioned earlier, the flow to this game has been really nice.
Now, when you say our boy Teske, you know there's a lot of Spartan fans out there watching going, he is not our boy. I just want to make that clear.
Hey, once they play inside the mitten anywhere and they go out there, they're part of us.
We just claim them? Is that how that goes?
I do. Yeah, I don't have any loyalty to any university like that. So I went to University of Detroit. I got some loyalty there. But aside from that, if you played in the state, I'm rooting for you.
Your loyalty's to Antoine Davis.
Yes, sir. Just broke the scoring record at UAD.
He's going to be one heck of a scorer professionally someday. Davidas Servidis got the bump, and he's going to the line.
Yeah, I went to UAD when Rashad Phillips was there, so I got to see him set the record, and then recently just saw Davis break the record. I never thought I'd see that record broke.
Stick, we just saw in that replay the strength that Servidis has in terms of, look, he can hit those shots from outside, so once you pump fake on him, you can get inside easily and get yourself to the line.
Yeah, and that's where knocking down that early three-pointer really helps you out. They're going to close out on you hard, so take it in, and he's got the body control to do it. And, that nice little Euro step he always sneaks in there.
Davidas Servidis grew up with a dad who played pro ball, moved around Europe as his dad played professionally. Drive to the basket for a lean forward.
Yeah, that's just too easy. You can't allow that if you're the Crews. You need some help back there on defense.
Jones turns the corner. Diallo's down there. Missing, but getting his miss. Check Diallo for 2.
Just padding the stats, that's all. Just padding the stats.
I mean, look, we're going for double-doubles for back-to-back nights for Diallo. TJ Hawes into the game, and he misses the 3 for Lakeland.
Warming up, that guy could not miss, period. I watched him hit like 17 three-pointers in a row.
He was outstanding at BYU. Jones leans back, misses the shot, and there's Hawes grabbing the rebound away from Diallo. I didn't think I'd say that tonight. Doughton to Ford, and he hits it.
Yeah, that was a good take by Doughton, getting his defender to draw tight and then throwing it out for the three-point shot. Nice, easy offense right there.
Diallo working on Teske. This is a little long. That was an impressive move, though.
That would have been real nice. Definitely would have gone on the highlight reel.
Been a lot of highlights that Shaq can put on that tape this year. Doughton. Way long on the floater. Awkward shot. Second shot, though, for Lakeland, and it pays off. Doughty for 2.
Those were 2 interesting takes by Lakeland. The first one looked like it could have been a pass. Maybe he was thinking he was going to get the alley-oop out of it, but they ended up with the hoop.
Volkman to Diallo. Defense swarmed on him. Look at the passing from the Crews. 3 off, though, for Palmer.
Yeah, you got to knock that down with the extra pass. And that was the right pass, too, by Servetus.
Teske tries the 3, and he's 0 for 2 from behind the long line.
Both teams struggling a little bit from beyond the arc today.
Servetus bounced to Diallo. That was sloppy. Numbers for Lakeland. And the Magic pay it off. They're going to get to go to the line with Samir Doughty.
Yeah, one of the things I always like to talk about is when you're driving to the lane with a big man, you want to throw it up in the air. You never want to throw that bounce pass to a big man because that's what's going to happen. It's going to get picked, and they're going to come the other way and get to the free throw line or get an easy bucket. So kids listening at home, throw it up to the big man. It's hard for him to get down low.
Analysis and advice for future generations of basketball is here on our broadcast.
That's right.
Here's the 25-year-old from Philly, Samir Doughty, at the free throw line. Hitting a couple for Lakeland, and all of a sudden, this is a 2-point game. The Crews have never trailed, but the Magic have not lost shouting distance.
Going to be interesting to see where the Crews goes for offense now that Check Diallo's off the floor. Seemed like they were forcing it to him a lot.
Jalen Johnson, former Louisville Cardinal, misses the 3. Johnson's back home, grew up in Ypsilanti, playing his pro ball with the Crews just down the road from his hometown.
Physical on defense, too. I like it. There he is.
There you go, trying to find Tillman inside, but it was picked off by Johnson. Leads to a break and a basket for Justin Turner.
Strong take by Justin Turner. He had his man backing up and was not going to back down. Pushed him underneath the hoop and a nice, easy layup.
Justin's another local guy. Grew up right here in Detroit, played his high school ball at Renaissance.
Ooh, that's a tough call.
Yeah, that's on Palmer.
I'll take those fouls all day if I'm Coach Baker, though. Aggressive fouls, trying to get the strip, trying to get the defender in the right position. I'm okay with those.
So Anthony Tark, who was a heck of a player at Coppin State last year, comes in as we see another look at that foul on Palmer.
It's tough.
Right in Doughton's hands. Down the lane he goes and hitting a tough fall away.
It's a nice looking shot. Can't ask for much better defense on that.
Crews looking for the answer. Turner's pass got tipped. It stays on this end with Motor City. Turner's going to inbound, the former member of the Bowling Green Falcons, one of the best players in program history there. Falcons were in the state of Michigan today, picked up a win on the road in Kalamazoo at Western Michigan. Stop for Lakeland, they got a chance to tie it or take the lead here. Hawes around the corner, made the shot, but it's not going to count. Whistle and a foul before the basket.
You could tell Hawes was looking for his shot on that possession.
Former BYU Cougar active. That basket will not count. That floater now never in the record book. Timeout at Wayne State Fieldhouse. Good one developing between the Magic and the Crews on a Saturday night in Detroit.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do. We do it every week.
whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Leads to good O, and it's paying off for the Motor City Cruise early in this one.
Yeah, nice strong take for the Motor City Cruise. And that's really what they've been doing all game long to keep the Magic in check so far in this first quarter.
You have a good one developing here at Wayne State Fieldhouse. The Cruise leading by 2. Coming up on the final few moments of the first quarter. Chuck Diallo already has 8 for the Cruise. Vidas Servidis with 5 off that just incredible game at Grand Rapids a couple of days ago. Dropped 34 on the gold on Thursday night. 3 long for Hawes, and Turner's got the rebound for the Cruise.
And I was talking about it a few minutes ago. Where is the offense going to come for the Cruise right now? And they put Servidis back in the game, so you're hoping that he gets it going.
Johnson puts his shoulder down, works out. He's going to the line.
Hey, there you go. Just get to the basket any way you can. You're the bigger, stronger guy. Go right at him. He's got broad shoulders, man. Look at him take him right to the rim, force the contact against the defender, and that's what you do against a shot blocker. You want to go right up against their chest so they can't get extended.
You're talking about Jalen's broad shoulders. He's 6'9", 230. He played quarterback in high school. That is the biggest quarterback I've ever seen.
Can you imagine trying to tackle him?
Puts Dante Culpepper to shame.
Right. Oh,
coming back. Tark says no.
Wow, what a rejection there. Left-handed, too. And it's always nice when they don't see you coming. You're able to sneak up from behind and just swat this shot. Look at this little playground action going on. Just get that out.
It's like older brother just swatting it away from little brother. Nope, not today. Whistle. Going back to the Cruise.
Kind of been stuck here on this 19-17 score for a while. Magic have had several chances to tie or take the lead. Let's see if the Cruise can use this to push their lead up.
Called the foul on Tillman, so the Cruise have the ball with this slim lead. Smith, the former UCLA Bruin, spinning and scoring.
He's like, all right, you're going to put this guy on me defensively. I'm going to take him and bully him in the lane. What a great take.
Dowdy in the corner, the answer for Lakeland.
Dowdy got little words for him, too, on the way down. He was telling Smith all about it.
A little bit of chirping going on. These teams stay razor close. Smith for Tark. Inside he goes. How about that drive?
Nice jump stop to get the space from the defender for a nice, easy layup.
Going basket for basket. Lakeland has the answer on the other end with Jeff Doughton. Servidis. That's short. Rebound and a back tap to Lakeland. Jair Grayer down the lane. Missed. Rolled off. That would have given the Magic the lead.
Getting back into that good flow that we had earlier going on in the first quarter.
Down low. Turner, a powerful move to force that one up, and he gets to go to the line here.
And that seems to be the strategy on offense for the Cruise right now. Whenever Hawes is guarding you, go at him. They were able to get a nice, easy layup early, and here, once again, just using size and strength to get around him.
So a couple of freebies for Justin Turner. Undrafted free agent after that great college career we were telling you about with Bowling Green. You know, Justin, every single time he plays for the Cruise stick, he's got to be thinking in the back of his mind, yeah, I'd love to be with the Pistons, I'd love to be in the NBA, but I am playing pro ball in my hometown, and that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, you got to think that for a lot of these guys on the Cruise, and especially like we've been talking, the way they use the Cruise in the Pistons organization, that, you know, you're pretty much a member of the Pistons when you're playing for the Cruise.
We've seen that more than ever this year. So many Cruz alums around the Pistons right around the holidays. Cruz tweeted out a video earlier today of all the guys who were playing for the Pistons and now getting action here at Wayne State Fieldhouse.
It's definitely a nice ace in the hole to have.
Turner with the quarter clock bleeding down. Kicks to Tark, who's got to let it go. And it's off.
Well, overall, you got to be happy with that first quarter if you're the Cruz, though.
Absolutely. Cruz up by 3 after 12 minutes of ball. G League affiliates of the Pistons and the Magic battling on a Saturday night in Detroit. Chris Smith eyed that one up the whole way, going right to the rack for 2 and making sure Motor City leads after 1.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Good one brewing at Wayne State Fieldhouse after 12 minutes of basketball. Cruz and Magic going punch for punch. Cruz have never trailed in this game, but it's just a 3-point stick lead after the first quarter. What'd you think after those first 12 minutes?
I thought it was a good game. I mean, so far in the first quarter, good matchup. There's been some great flow, like you've mentioned a couple times, and the Cruz snuck out to a little bit of an early lead, and then the Magic was able to get back into it, and they've just been trading punches back and forth. It seems like when one team's in a shooting lull, the other team's in the shooting lull. When one team gets hot and goes on a little streak, the other team gets hot and goes on a little streak. So no one's really been able to get that separation. We'll see if they can do it here in the second.
You and I have been talking so much tonight about the relationship between the Cruz and the Pistons, but even though Lakeland is just 2-5 in the regular season, they won the G League championship last year, and the Magic really value that relationship.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anytime you have a strong, I hate to use the term farm system, but anytime you have that strong farm system, it definitely helps you on the upper level.
2 more for Chris Smith. Up to a 5-point lead for the Cruz. No for Hassani Gravit, and Johnson has the board. Jalen Johnson out high. Stops the dribble. Finds a cutting Tark, who powers it up. That basket's not going to count, though. He traveled first.
Ooh, that is a tough call, but, I think he did shuffle his feet. He got it in there a couple times. They just normally don't call that when you're underneath the basket, getting all that bumping going on.
Yeah, that's one of those deals, right, where you're trying to use your shoulders, use your elbows to get space, and you forget about your pivot foot.
And once again, going at Hawes underneath the rim. It seems like that's the motive right now.
Yeah, here's Hawes again. Teskey's third 3. He's 0 for 3. Where the rebounds. Tried to jam that one in, and Jalen Johnson had other ideas.
That was crazy. It was like he was taking it out to check it in a half-court game. Everybody left him alone. Then he turned baseline to go dunk it, but luckily Johnson was able to recover.
It's one of those deals where you rise for the dunk, you think it's going to go well, and then maybe not. Teskey with 3. John Teskey, no. And the Cruz want to push with Turner. Good bounce pass to Smith. That shot was tipped out as he let it go. It stays with Motor City.
Thought on that, they had a nice look at Servetus in the corner if they wanted it, but they went for the layup, got it blocked. That's all right.
Still plenty of time to go on this possession. Smith off the inbound. Rebound, Turner. Johnson tries, and he got it with a little shimmy.
With the fans giving it to him. It's pretty. It's so pretty.
There was a guy in Sacramento the other night who shimmied and missed a three, and Shaq let him have it. DJ Hawes for two, thought he got fouled.
Yeah, at least wait till it goes in before you start dancing.
Just a good rule for life. Turner thought he got fouled. And down low, we got an offensive foul as TJ Hawes is making it happen on both ends for the Magic here.
Yeah, he's being a pest. He's getting in the way. But, you know, when you're attacking them like they have, you got to take that as a personal challenge. Like, all right, they see me as the weak link right now. I'm going to show you. I'm going to stand in front, take charge, and get my team another possession.
TJ Hawes is a bit of a state of Utah legend. Played at BYU, former Mr. Basketball in the state from Highland, Utah. Dowdy got Smith in the air, penetrates and met Johnson. Jalen Johnson would not let it happen there.
Yeah, he is playing big and tall in the lane right now.
Von Balkman coming in for the Crews. I think Chris Smith thought he was coming out, and then he realized Anthony Tark needed to go out instead, so he gets to stay on. Hawes, floater, good.
Nice little inbound play.
Limited minutes for TJ Hawes, but he's looked good. Jones maneuvering baseline, and that whistle's giving it back to Lakeland.
Yeah, that's a couple possessions in a row with an offensive foul, which you know is a turnover, so you want to limit those as much as you can. That's part of what we talked about in the pregame, because you can't get in these stretches where you're turning it over multiple times back to back. That's when teams go on runs.
Helping Lakeland stay in it. Crews have never trailed.
Good defense.
Still plenty of time on the timer. Hawes elects to let it go, and that three was not close.
It's amazing, because I'm telling you, when that guy was warming up, he did not miss. He's shot a couple odd-looking threes here. There was a good-looking three.
Devon Balkman wasn't missing that one. 7-point lead for the Crews, and Motor City's got the basketball again.
We were talking about the opportunity for the Magic to go on a little bit of a run. Now's the time for the Crews. You know, you're up 7 right now. You really want to push this to double digits.
Among their largest leads of the game here. Jalen Johnson one more time. There's that double-digit lead for the Crews. Grayer leaning away, missing the shot, didn't even get rim. Smith stops and starts again. Teskey blocked it away. Lakeland pushes ahead. Hawes from the mid-range. Long rebound to Jones. Jandre Jones, the 27-year-old, played his college ball at Richmond. Balkman off on the triple try.
Both teams going a little cold on offense right now.
In that type of game, stops and starts. Collecting his miss. Dowdy found a friend down low. Landed up and in for two. Jair Grayer.
Yeah, the Magic have been able to get into the lane in that painted area a lot and tried to hit those little floaters pretty much every time down the court so far in the second quarter.
Timeout taken by DJ Baker. Head coach for the Crews wants to make sure that this lead stays intact. Among the largest in the game for the Crews. They're up by 8.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
Well, if you're wondering why the Crews are up by 8, Stick, huge reason why. They're making it rain from deep.
Yeah, and dancing after the shot, too. Johnson looking good. They got Balkman hitting another big 3, and those 3 start to fall for the Crews. That's a problem for anybody that they're playing on any given night. And then Johnson steps out and hits another one. This put them up 10.
An 8-point lead here with 7:46 to go in the second quarter. And this is a good sign that the Crews are hitting their threes tonight, because really the only fault you could find from that win at Grand Rapids on Thursday, they weren't shooting it well from deep at just 29%, but tonight, so far so good.
Yeah, and you're seeing the difference. You know, if you can hit those threes, it's really going to help you out in this game. Wide open lane.
Jones found a ton of space and swirled it in.
That was an easy take. If it wasn't for Teskey standing there, that was a layup line drill.
Yeah, Chandre was probably thinking as he turned the corner, I have this much room? Wow. How about the defense from Servetus? Took it away from B.J. Johnson. Davidas Servetus for 2.
And that's a little bit of everything we were talking about in the pregame. The defense, and then he comes back on offense. Nice Euro step lay-in. The guy, he's got it all in his game, man.
Yes, he does. Hawes, a much-needed answer for Lakeland.
Hawes is the guy, like when you're playing in a rec league, he shows up and you underestimate him and he just lights you up.
He's going to dominate YMCA leagues in like 20 years.
Oh, man, you're going to underestimate him.
They're misunderestimating Chandre Jones for 2. Misunderestimate? I think that's the wrong one.
I think it was a song by Kelly Clarkson, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's not as good as Since You've Been Gone, but it's close.
All right, we'll leave that conversation on the table.
We'll see how the fourth quarter goes, and then we'll get back to our top 5 Kelly Clarkson.
We'll revisit it.
That is off of the Crews. Trayvon Palmer's not quite sure about that.
I thought it was off Palmer. It looked like it was off the Crews.
I mean, that's one of the rules of basketball. If it actually goes off you, you can't say it was off you.
Hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Yep, there it is. Bounce right off him, then between the legs of the Magic defender.
B.J. Johnson. What defense by Jalen Johnson. And it's Crews basketball.
I am loving Jalen Johnson's attitude. After he hits the 3, he shimmies after that play. He taps himself on the back, gives him a pat on the back. So one of his teammates got to run up and do that to him. But look at him, just stand tall here, go straight up. Great defense.
B.J. was trying to throw it off Jalen. Almost made it happen on the other end, but that 3 was no good.
I would love to see the dance moves if that went in.
Ford inside. Johnson got whistled for a foul there. Thought he went straight up.
Yeah, there was definitely contact, but I'm with you. I thought the defender is allowed to have his space. I just think he's a big guy and tough to move. Let's get another look at it. Goes straight up. I mean, the contact was initiated by the Magic player, I thought.
Yeah, they blew the whistle a full 2 seconds after the play. Ford at the line. Hitting the freebie. To the corner. Balkman's got it. The Crews are hot from deep. Pravit. No. Long rebound, Jones. All rolling Motor City's way right now. Not on that shot. Palmer barely grazed the rim.
That was a quick catch and shoot. He wanted to shoot that as soon as it touched his hands.
Now that's a heat check. Johnson's got a mismatch inside. BJ falling away. Got hit as he shot it. Well, that's on Jones.
Yeah, for everybody watching that's confused with some of the free throws here, in the G League it's a little bit different. If you get fouled shooting a 2-point shot, you shoot one free throw, but that's worth 2 points. If you get fouled shooting a three-point shot, you shoot one free throw, but that's worth 3 points. So you're going to see him make or miss. This is one shot for that one foul. The first couple times I watched a G League game, I'm like, what? He only shot one free throw. How is that possible? They gave him 2 points, but there you go. That's why.
Well, this kind of goes to the experimentation you've seen across all levels of minor league sports. Dick, I don't know if you saw the news the other day, but they're trying robot umpires in AAA baseball this year.
You know, as a former umpire of about 15 years, I'm not for that, but I also understand it because the robots get it right. What do you want?
Turner misses the three. You know, I'm with you. As Johnson let it go out of bounds. It's Cruz' ball. I like the human element. I kind of like complaining about a bad ball or strike call, but you know, I guess I'm just an old guy who likes how baseball's always been.
Yeah, but that was always kind of part of the game too. You had to learn the umpire's strike zone, know if this guy's calling inside, outside, low, or high. So you know that was part of the strategy of baseball. It was another wrinkle to it, and you know I get it, take it away, but I just hope it doesn't lead to what it's led to in like the NFL, where the last 2 minutes takes 45 minutes because everything's under review.
Back to basketball, and Justin Turner's got 2 for the Crews. Good action for Justin Turner tonight. 6 points for a guy who's only playing 10 minutes per game this year. Mountain sizes it up. Hits the J. Smooth stroke.
And that was good defense by the Crews, so nothing to hang your head on that, just better offense.
Palmer looking for airspace. Pass to Diallo got tipped and taken away.
Once again, a bounce pass to a big man. Don't do that.
Now just ping-ponging off a bunch of limbs, and they say it's off Lakeland. Sheree Mitchell, Jenna Schroeder, and Greg Dandridge are officials tonight here at Wayne State Fieldhouse, and they ruled that this one went off of Lakeland. You get the right call to me. Turner, 2 more.
That was a nice pure jump shot from right about that free throw line. I always feel like just psychologically, if a player can get to the free throw line, even on a regular offensive set, that they're going to make that shot more often than not just because of the rhythm that they have from that strike.
No doubt about it. Shooting's all about rhythm. You get to your spot, you're just feeling good. That wasn't quite a lean forward spot. Crews looking for their largest lead of the game. Tark, not that time.
I don't know if you've noticed, but when Tark shoots the ball, it has a weird rotation on it. It's not forward. It's almost like a sideways rotation.
That was a good rotation on that 3 for B.J. Johnson.
That's the rotation you're looking for.
Highlighted B.J. at the top of the show. 7 points for him. And right now, Lakeland's just trying to stay within striking distance. Turner to Diallo. And there's the foul. I think everyone in the gym was looking around and waiting for Teskey to be whistled.
Yeah, that was a late whistle. Check Diallo got almost injured on that. He was hit so hard. I don't know how he was waiting to call that. Nice drop-off pass by Smith. And a hard foul by Teskey. That's a playoff foul right there.
Big lead for the Crews as we come down the stretch. What's first half. I'm Forsythe, and I have Kyle. Is ready to.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak-stuff-out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
Crews are coming into this game smoking hot, and they're staying smoking hot, up by 10. Stick this offense. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, and defense leading to offense right there for our boy Servidis. He's looking good, and then, of course, a nice block here. Some good defense for the Crews. Johnson playing on both sides of the court because he's hit some big threes as well. He's had a nice game.
11 minutes for the former member of the Louisville Cardinals tonight, and Jalen's got 8 points, hit a couple of threes. 2 of 4 from behind the long line tonight.
Wow, looking at the stats here, Lakeland Magic only shooting 18% from the three-point line.
It's not going to win you a lot of ball games.
No, sir.
All right, so here comes the freebie for Diallo. Got fouled before the break, and he missed it.
That's what that free throw rule here in the G League. One free throw, if you miss it, it's like missing 2, so it's a big deal.
Johnson off on the 3, continuing what's been an ice-cold night for Lakeland. Turner got doubled. Smith passed up the 3. Out to Palmer in the corner. Passed up the 3 again, did Smith. And that was a sloppy possession all around.
Yeah, once the ball got into Smith's hands, it just kind of stayed there, you know. You want to move it, you want everybody to touch it, find the open guy.
Johnson, ow! Met at the rim by Diallo. Check says no. Palmer leads the break, missed the roll. DJ Johnson is wide open, and that's 2.
You think he'll take that block for that easy bunny dunk? Because that's what led to it. You know, the block, the transition, they should have had a layup on this end, but he was down there not exactly contributing and was able to get the bunny.
Someone say that was cherry picking. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying someone.
Someone somewhere said that.
Someone just said it watching this game. Somebody did. Not me, though.
Once again, getting in this ISO off. Oh!
Oh! Smith!
Yeah! All right, all right. Breaking ankles here. It's a good thing Henry Ford's right up the street.
Chris Smith stealing ankles. Dowden stripped and fouled.
My goodness, what a crossover. And I guess you can let the ball, you know, kind of go into an ISO offense. If you can do this to your defender, absolutely putting him on skates. Look at this, little left, little right. Oops, stop, sorry. And then the most important part, you got to make the basket.
Yeah. That's not going to make any highlights, any top 10s if you miss the shot.
And you just get a bunch of O's from the crowd.
You get a lot of O's and then O's. A lot of fun for everyone cheering on the Crews here tonight. They've led the entire way. Largest lead's been 13. Chris Smith is feeling it. Short on that shot.
Once again, an ISO set for him, so they must be really wanting to get a look at his game tonight.
7 so far for the former UCLA Bruin. Johnson caught the pass and stepped out of bounds.
That's got to be like the most common turnover in basketball. When someone's near that sideline and they go to run and put their foot back, you see it almost every game.
Yeah. And then they always look back and go, you've got to be kidding me.
It's like, nope, the court's been the same size the whole time. I'm sorry.
So BJ Johnson still stuck on those 9 points. Smith setting a screen for Turner. How about that? Oh, crafty move, but Turner couldn't get it to go in.
See, that was the O without the finish.
Right. Lakeland can't quite play for the final shot of the half. They can get close. Got it. On Turner. Blocked by Tark. A lot of time for the Crews here. And Tark dribbles it off his foot.
Ooh, a little too excited on that fast break. Didn't know if he wanted to take it straight to the rim or pass it down into the corner. Look at, wide open, one man to beat. Am I going to pass it? Off my foot.
Magic got to work quickly. Dowden. Scoop. No. And the Crews going for win number 7 on the regular season and their 4th win this week. Off to a good start against the G League affiliate of the Orlando Magic. 24 minutes of hoops here at Wayne State Fieldhouse. Chris Smith has got the highlight of the night, stealing B.J. Johnson's ankles and hitting the three in style. Halftime in Detroit.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak-stuff-out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
Cruise basketball inside Wayne State Fieldhouse, and the Cruise leading the Lakeland Magic 52-49 on a Saturday night on the campus of Wayne State here in downtown Detroit. Evan Stockton back alongside Sam Stick Day, and Stick, when we look at what happened in that first half, the Cruise, who are going for another win, their fourth of the week, they look darn good after these first two quarters of hoops, huh?
Yeah, they looked really good, and the two guys that we featured before the game both looked really good. I mean, Cheick Diallo is almost closing in on a double-double. He's got 8 points, already has 10 rebounds, and then you look at Servetus, his plus-minus is the best out of anybody. He's plus 11 in that first half, and him himself has 7 points, and a couple steals, looking good, and just the way the Cruise has been playing both offensively and defensively, they got to feel really good about this game. And 37% from three-point land isn't great, but it's also not awful where they've been. So this is somewhat of an improvement for them.
Yeah, and it's an improvement over the other night in Grand Rapids when the Cruise shot just 29% from three. That was maybe the only thing that went wrong for them the other night in that win at the Gold. As we look at the first half highlight, Stick, from a game in which, again, the Cruise leading by 9 at the break. And the stats as well, you see the 38% from three. On the flip side, Lakeland's got to be frustrated by the fact that they've been ice cold all night, just the 17% from three.
Yeah, that's not going to win you many games like you said earlier, and the Cruise have to feel really good about keeping them at that percentage. If they can do that, they're going to feel really good about coming out of here with a victory tonight.
Diallo almost to another double-double. Jeff Doughton's got 10 points for the Lakeland Magic in this one today. A lot of highlights for both of these teams in the first half of basketball. I think we're still all kind of shaking our head at that step-back three that Chris Smith had for the Cruise. As we look at these first half highlights, Stick, we'll see the step-back three in just a little bit, but what else stood out to you for both these teams?
Once again, Servetus just being a complete player, doing it on defense, stepping back for three, taking it to the lane. But overall, B.J. Johnson having a solid first half, too. He's got 10 points. He's somebody that we featured. Teske, he was involved a lot early, then kind of faded throughout the middle of the first quarter. But you're seeing here the Magic hitting some of their shots, or not many of their three-pointers went in, but there was one of them. And then good defense. You're seeing it turning into offense for the Cruise, and we saw it multiple times right here with the strong take to the hole, using his defender, getting him underneath the rim so he couldn't block. And then Johnson, what can I say about him in the first half? He's had a solid game so far. A little smack on the rear there, too, to get himself fired up.
Had that in the shimmy after one of his threes.
Yep, and then he patted himself on the back, too. So, he's feeling himself tonight. And, there's Servetus right there with the steal and the take to the hole.
I think something that's got to be making Cruise fans happy out there watching tonight. Servetus was so good the other night at Grand Rapids, that career-high 34 points. Yeah, his plus-minus is great, but just the 7 points. And when Lakeland's not getting easy looks like that, there's been balanced scoring for the Cruise, and that's why they're leading this ball game by 9. Let's take one more look.
There it is.
At Chris Smith, stealing some ankles.
I'm going to buy that NFT tonight.
You'll find that bad boy on Top Shot. Come on now.
Yeah, that's right.
Halftime continuing here at Wayne State Fieldhouse. Cruise going for another win. Off to a good start. 9-point lead after 24 minutes of hoops.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get that weak stuff out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right, girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right, girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
Wayne State was playing here inside the field house, and you got to get everything turned over quickly with the Cruise in action tonight. And Stick, I'm not going to lie, I am a sucker for a good time-lapse video, and I just want to sit here and watch it. So you talk over it.
Yeah, no, I can watch. I watch the dumbest time-lapse videos, like someone painting a fence or sanding a car or something like that. But it's always cool to see these court changes. You see it at LCA when they're going from the Red Wings with the ice and everything to the Pistons with the hardwood, and now you're seeing it here, hardwood over hardwood. But still, these guys put in a lot of work and such a tremendous facility that they built down here on Wayne State's campus.
This is my first time here tonight, and I walked in, and everything's new, everything's clean, everything's bright.
Smells good.
Yeah, it's kind of got that new car smell.
Yep, certainly does.
So cool to be a part of this experience here with the Motor City Cruise. There's no changeover needed after tonight because the Cruise back in action on Monday, taking on the Grand Rapids Gold, who they just beat 2 nights ago across the state in Grand Rapids. Almost time to start the second half from Wayne State Fieldhouse. Cruise leading the Magic 52-43. Check Diallo's got 8. Vidas Servidis with 7. Justin Turner played well in that first half. 6 points for Motor City. I think you and I would both agree, Stick, that maybe Jalen Johnson, the story of that first half for the Cruise. Hitting 3, shimmying along the way, scoring 8 points, playing good D. He's a local guy from Ypsilanti, and he's playing well tonight.
Yeah, and he's looking strong out there. You know, I mentioned his big shoulders earlier, but he's a tough guy to move once he gets his feet planted in the lane. You're not going to get him off his spot, and he's showing you he's got range, too. Plus, he has the personality into it, and that's what you're going to steal my heart with. You know, like, anybody can hit a shot, but can you shimmy? Can you pat yourself on the rear? Can you pat yourself on the back when you get a block? Not many people can do that.
You just got to have the dynamic duo, the tag team is what you're saying. You got to have both.
Yep. That's what makes you sellable. You know, big endorsement guy coming up. He's like Shaq.
Well, you got NFTs into the broadcast a few minutes ago, and now you're just giving everybody marketing advice. So I hope they're watching our halftime content.
And we gave some coaching advice earlier too, and you know, it's been fun. I love doing these broadcasts, and you know, we got to give a big shout out to Chad Bush, who you're sitting in his chair tonight for one reason and one reason only, and he had a son. Congratulations to the Bush family, Mama Bush, Papa Bush, Grandpapa Bush, and baby to be named later. They have not given him an official name yet, so we still got time to position.
TBD on that name. We're still working on the name state. We'll get there.
Yeah, I'm Stick. I think it's an option. Alex Westfall said his name was in the mix. That's our producer, and he said it's already fallen out of the top 10. So I don't think Westfall's going to get his name, but close enough. Maybe there's Artemis is a great name.
Wow.
Evan, I mean, you're the one who stepped up and filled in today.
I'm not going to put that on Chad, okay? I like my name, but I'm not going to, sick it on some poor child freshly into the world here. But Chad, congratulations.
Yes.
God bless him. He's watching the broadcast. He's been texting us. Chad, we appreciate you, my friend, and this chair is going to be warm for you, so don't worry. Come back as soon as you possibly can.
Yep.
And the Crews are playing so well, Chad's going to be back as soon as he can because this basketball is fun to watch.
It is fun to watch, and maybe he takes a name out of it. Maybe names him Czech Diallo, and maybe the MVP of tonight's game gets the right to be Chad's baby's name.
Maybe not the name. Maybe we'll go with middle name. Maybe we'll negotiate the middle name can be Shaq.
There you go. But congratulations, Chad. Healthy baby, healthy mama, and just overall excitement for the entire Prep family.
So many exciting things going on here at the Prep. Crews basketball, exciting all year. A lead over Lakeland at the half, and the second half when you come on back to Wayne State Fieldhouse.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
About to start the second half. Back here at Wayne State Fieldhouse, getting ready for the second half of hoops. Crews and Lakeland Magic. Motor City leading Lakeland 52-43. Evan Stockton, Sam, Stick Day, alongside the rest of our great crew. Glad you're making some time for us on a busy sports Saturday. Maybe you're flipping over in between playoff football games. I think we're all surprised up here that Cincinnati beat Tennessee. Put in my bank account, but that's neither here nor there. As DJ Baker's getting ready for the second half stick, what do you think he's thinking? Am I right?
Pushing the offense, pushing the tempo a little bit. You know, they did a good job with turnovers in that first half and keeping that three-point, you know, like we said, 38% isn't great, but keeping that in that margin is going to bode well for them in the second half.
Also trying to make sure that Lakeland continues to miss threes. The Magic not even shooting 20% from deep. How about for Lakeland? What adjustments do you think they can make to try to get back in this ballgame?
Exactly what you said. Start hitting shots. I mean, you're 2 of 12 from the three-point line. You even, you know, hit maybe 4 of those, and it's a little different looking ball game right now.
Off we go in the second half as the Crews are seeking a 7-1 start. Servetus turns the corner, draws a whistle and a foul on Gravett.
It looks like she's calling it on the floor, not a shooting foul.
Chandre Jones inbounding for the Crews. Let's keep an eye on this stick. He's got 3 personal fouls. I'll have to look at that whistle and a foul that Servetus drew. In the corner, Servetus knocking it down.
Well, it looks like the message at halftime was Servetus go out there and be a lot more aggressive. You saw it 2 consecutive times.
He's in double figures now, 10. B.J. Johnson got it to roll in.
It's a nice take by B.J. Johnson, using his size once he got in the lane with a jump stop.
He really does look the part, doesn't he?
He does. He's got that NBA body.
Servetus aggressive again, but Teskey met him at the rim.
And it's still crazy to me how big Teskey looks out there on the floor. I mean, when you can make 6'8", 6'7" guys look average and small, you're doing something. He's 7'1".
Servetus in the corner again, lighting it up from downtown to start the half.
Well, if that was DJ Baker's message, was to get Servetus going at halftime, it was received well.
Johnson, not that time, and the Crews clear the board. Servetus. Was that a behind-the-back pass try?
It
was.
My
goodness. Happened so fast, I thought I missed it.
The first 2 possessions went so well. He was like, you know what, I could try this left-handed behind-the-back pass, and that's a turnover.
When you look in the dictionary and see feeling yourself, that was that pass.
Yes, sir.
Dowden had 10 in the first half for Lakeland. Teskey, no, he has been quiet all evening.
And that's got to frustrate you if you're the Magic head coach. That should be almost a layup.
Palmer way off on the 3, and Teskey does have the rebound. John's just stuck on 2 points today. He's missed a couple of threes. Gravett's shot from the free throw line, no good. Jones, floater. Diallo, the tap and a miss.
Yeah, you would have liked to see Diallo bring that one down, get set, and get a little better shot up.
Hesitation move for Dowden, and he kisses it off the square.
Well, once again, a nice pace to this game. It's been entertaining, it's been fun, it's been back and forth, so hope you're enjoying the basketball.
Pistons not playing right now. A chance to check out the Crews on a Saturday night. Servetus, the aggressive play continues, and that shot went home. I mean, my goodness. He wasn't even looking at the basket.
I'm surprised he even got the backboard on that shot.
Johnson, no. B.J. Johnson has had a quick trigger in this second half.
If you're DJ Baker, you want to draw up one of your best offensive plays.
Jones had it tipped as he went inside, and he did draw the whistle on Lakeland.
Looks like it's going to be on the side, not shooting. He wants a shooting foul. Let's see. Yeah, that was on the ground.
That's the 3rd on John Teskey. Jones to Balkman. Hard screen from Diallo. Feeds it back to him. A one-handed hammer.
That extra pass was everything, because he could have shot that, but no, the drop off to Diallo, nice, beautiful.
Johnson at the turbo, and he gets the whistle.
Speaking of, where is Turbo, the mascot, tonight? I haven't seen him.
Maybe the guy made other plans on a Saturday night. He's busier than us.
He is Turbo. Let's take another look at this dunk. Nice drop off by Balkman right there. Boom, one-handed. Big fella. Have yourself a night.
When you set a screen as well as that, you deserve a little love.
Yeah, and he's been doing that all night. They have been running a lot of pick and rolls for him. It's just a couple of those have turned into turnovers with the low pass. That time, it paid off.
Johnson hits the free throw, makes it an 11-point game. Been about at this margin since halfway through the second. Jones draws the bump. Aggressive by Chandre Jones, who had 3 fouls in the first half.
He kind of took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, he's been very aggressive getting into the lane ever since he came into the ball game. And his quickness, his first step is phenomenal. He's able to get by his defender pretty easily every time down the court.
One of the better scores in the history of Richmond men's basketball.
The Spiders.
Yeah. An underutilized nickname. When the Cleveland professional baseball team was changing their name, I kind of wanted them to go back to Spiders, because that's what they were in the early 20th century.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Guardians. But also, it's Ohio. You know, what are you going to do?
I think the Tigers are going to have a little more luck than the Guardians this year, but we'll see. B.J. Johnson got the bump here, and he's played very aggressively in the second half. You and I were just talking about how Servetus has been aggressive in his play offensively for the Crews, and B.J. Johnson's done the exact same thing for Lakeland coming out of the dressing room.
Well, really, I mean, when you look around the floor, who else is going to give that to you for the Magic tonight? And he's been the guy. He has to be the guy, and that's why we featured him.
16 now for B.J. Johnson. Feels like a big fulcrum point in the game. Crews can push it larger. Lakeland can squeeze it down here and make it a ball game again. Jones misses the jumper. Johnson aggressive again. B.J. Johnson is starting to take over.
And that was a 2-on-1 fast break the other way. He went against 2 defenders and was able to get it in. He's feeling pretty confident right now in this second half. Novacek thought about it.
Oh, he thought about it for a good 4 seconds. And now they draw the foul on the Magic.
It's like the coach on the sideline. No, 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 no. He pulls it down. Okay, good.
It's one of those plays where you can just see the wheels turning in somebody's head. Do I do it? Do I do it? Oh, fine, I won't do it.
You know the confidence is there. It's like, I can make this. I can make this. I better not shoot it, though.
Because I'll get yelled at.
Yep. Oh, he's got a mismatch down low.
They're trying to get it to him. Turner steps back and hits the J. It's a 3 for Justin Turner. Back to a double-digit lead for Motor City. They found Teskey rolling to the bucket for 2.
It's about as simple as basketball as you can get, the pick and roll. When it's run to perfection, impossible to stop.
Tough to stop that passing. Diallo, got it.
And good job on Diallo not to travel on that. I think the Magic bench was looking for it, but no, his feet were set, and nice shot.
Robin misses on the other end. On cue, Sheck's got the board. Another double-double for him tonight. Turner all alone. Justin Turner, 3 more. The Detroiter, Justin Turner, hitting from deep. And this is the largest lead of the game for the Crews. 70-55. It is all Crews right now at Wayne State Fieldhouse.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
The G League is seeing new stars shine every night. And Justin Turner, who had an awesome collegiate career at Bowling Green, played his high school ball down the road at Renaissance High. Stick, he's having maybe his best game ever with the Motor City Cruise tonight.
Yeah, he's come out here in the second half, knocking down a couple of three-pointers and looking good. But to your point, it's got to feel nice to do it close to home. You know, there's nothing like home.
Got to have a few members of the family in the house every single night. When he needs mom's cooking, he can go have it. That is one of the best perks to have in life ever. Dowden, got it. He's going to the line.
An interesting call. That was a weird play on offense. He saw Check Diallo in the lane, then kind of backed up for a fadeaway and got clipped a little bit. So he's like, no, I'm not shooting over Diallo. And that's a touch foul, but made the shot, made it tough. Now he's got a chance for an and one.
I mean, if you're Lakeland right now, the final 6.5 of this quarter, of course, is going to dictate what the fourth quarter looks like. Crews have dominated the entire game, but get some stops, get some buckets. By no means are the Magic out of this thing.
Yeah, for the Magic, where's that scoring going to come from, though? Outside of B.J. Johnson, who's going to be the streaky guy that can go on a 10-point run with you to get you guys back into this game?
Yeah, Johnson has just been awesome tonight, 18 points. Servetus cut one way. Sheck thought he was going the other way.
The old zig versus the zag.
That's literally what he's doing with his hand. I thought you were going to go that way. You went that way. Next time, let's not do that.
That's all right. Talk it out. Yep, my bad. My bad. It's interesting, though, because they've run that pick and roll a couple times, but it's usually Servetus with the balls in his hands, not Diallo.
Dowden had that shot that he made on the last trip. 2 for 2 on the last 2 trips.
Yeah, it's twice in a row he's gotten to that spot, and then pump fake, the defender kind of left him wide open. He just makes it real easy. Got to close out.
Smith.
Oh, my.
No. He had that one incredible step-back 3 in the first half, and that one wasn't quite the same result.
Yeah, a little bit out of his range on that shot.
That's a little bit.
He's sitting there scratching his head right now. Like, well, I know I made it in warm-ups.
I mean, I thought it was going in.
Right.
It just didn't go in. What the heck?
It was that draft came in here.
Right. Dowden alone. Not that time. Right back to Chris Smith. Let's see if he hoists up another 3.
He's thinking about it.
Johnson fakes. Servetus eyes it up. Rebound, saved to Dowden. Turner's behind the play. The Magic have numbers. Hawes. Rebound Smith.
That was a big miss by the Magic. I mean, that could have brought it down to a 7-point game.
Great pass to Turner. Cross court. And Justin pays it off. What a night for Justin Turner.
And you love how he turned down the 3 to get a better shot for himself. I love the mid-range game, and Justin Turner put it on display right there.
He's got 16 points. Jones on the run. And he draws the contact.
Kind of a bailout call on that one, but he did force the contact. I thought Hawes played that pretty well on defense, allowing him, this is one of those, the guy thinks I'm going to hit him, I'm going to lay off. It kind of disrupted his balance, and he missed the layup.
So Jones will go to the line to shoot the 1 for 2. Playing with those 3 fouls that he picked up in the first half. Well-traveled is Chandre Jones in his professional career. Actually started the pro career in Greece, played for the Canton Charge, the Northern Arizona Suns, now here with the Crews. Teskey sets the screen for Hawes. Order was off. Jones has got the board. Here comes the Crews again. Shovel to Smith. And that was a risky pass, but Johnson picks off the risky pass of his own. Oh, man. That was 3/4 of the way down.
I'll see your risky pass, and I'll raise you.
It's not the type of thing you want to raise.
Nope.
Gowdy misses the step back. Jones to Johnson. Not that time on the 3.
No, but that's a great look. Jones broke down the entire defense, was able to get Johnson the wide open corner 3 just to knock it down.
Dowden gets it to go in. You know, that was the type of 3 that we were talking about earlier, right?
Yep.
You miss it, okay, but we're still going to take that shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how the offense was drawn up. So you want that shot. You just want it to go down. This is kind of a weird point in the game for the Crews. You know, I feel like momentum is just on nobody's side right now. It's just kind of, they're both kind of playing.
Jones got his miss. Johnson gives it up. Servetus steps back.
I would have preferred him to try to take Teskey on that drive. A step back over a 7'1" guy is not ideal.
All right, let's see if Lakeland can cut into it. Oh, man, Hawes had it spin out. Good cut to the bucket, but he missed that little bunny down low. Smith on to Ford. Whips it to Servetus. And then some smoke coming off of it. Good defense down low by Dowden. It's a jump ball. Servetus draws the jump ball that we'll get after the final break of the 3rd. Crews still holding a double-digit lead on the Lakeland Magic as they go for their 4th win in the last 6 days.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
Back on the campus of Wayne State, where the Motor City Crews are going for a Saturday night win. Off to a great start as we come down the wire in the 3rd quarter. Evan, Stick, and all of you watching wherever you may be, glad you're hanging with us on a Saturday night. This is the time of the year, Stick, where whatever type of sports you want to watch, you can get. You got playoff football, you got college and pro hoops, you got college and pro hockey. The only thing you can not watch is baseball, but if you want to go find some Dominican Winter League ball, I'm sure you can go find it somewhere.
Yeah, it's definitely online if you want to find it.
Everything is online if you want to find it, good and bad.
That's right. Yeah, I got the football game on my phone to check in just to make sure. So if you want an update, San Francisco 0, Green Bay 0, and we were able to watch a little bit of the Bengals win earlier. Yeah. So yeah, lots of fun stuff going on, but thankful to have everybody here watching the Motor City Crews.
Dowden against Servetus, jumping it up. We got 6'8" against 6'3", so you'd think Servetus has the advantage. But stranger things have happened.
A little bit of politicking for position.
And the Crews win the tap. Got to work quickly. That shot clock is running down. Johnson got his miss. Got his miss again. And he's going to the line.
I love how animated he is. As soon as that ball was tipped in, he was on the block yelling for it. Then he got it, obviously missed it again, but here he is at the line, and he was just looking at his hand like, what is wrong with you, hand? Look at this. Look at that hand.
Looking at the hand and blaming the hand is like looking at your golf club and blaming the golf club. It's never our fault. It's always the club's fault.
Clearly the club's fault. The club's fault.
Tart grabbed the miss. Servetus. Got it again. How smooth is he?
He has had an incredible game tonight. That gives him 16. But he's also done it on the defensive end, too.
It is all going the Crews' way tonight. B.J. Johnson back on the floor. He met a triple team.
He would have had that blocked by 3 different people.
Smith saves it. Turner going to work. Justin Turner, 2 more. He is having his best night as a member of the Crews.
And I love the way he laid that up, almost with his back to it. He could have gone left-handed, but he chose to go over his shoulder right. Beautiful lay-in.
That's a beautiful lay-in for Dowdy on the other end. Crews just took their largest lead at 17. Now it's back down to 15, coming up on 90 seconds to go in the quarter. Tart, the step through and 2.
He is so strong. He's got that low center of gravity. He's a thick dude. When he gets you on his hip, you are not getting off of him.
Rayer down the alley. Servetus provided the late D. Turner, lob. Johnson picked it off.
It was a good thought.
BJ on the other end. He has been a highlight for Lakeland tonight. That is now 20 for B.J. Johnson, the former LaSalle Explorer.
Yeah, he has looked excellent tonight for the Magic. Really the only highlight for them.
You know, we were talking about underutilized college nicknames earlier, Richmond Spiders. How many Explorers do you know? I don't know anybody but LaSalle, yeah.
I think that's it. Besides the Fords.
Right. Ooh! That's a big-time jam for Jalen Johnson.
Dude, I am loving this guy's game tonight. The one-handed jam and the scream to the crowd afterwards.
Foul away from the ball. I got it on the Crews, but Jalen Johnson, he's just bringing the effort tonight.
Let's take a look at this monster dunk here. Get off me, little guy. Step through, one-handed, and a little scream, let you know.
That man plays with effort, no doubt about that. Hawes hits the jumper for Lakeland.
And effort can go a long way in the game of basketball, especially on the defensive end.
That effort at both ends of the floor, a major reason why the Crews are the hottest team in the G League. And tonight, same song, different verse, man.
It's a good song.
Yes, it is. Turner for Smith. Servetus crashing the glass. Davidas Servetus strong on the follow. Got to get it up. The Magic didn't get it off in time. They lost track of the seconds on the clock. The Crews rolling toward another win. It'd be their 4th of the week if they can get it done in the 4th.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak-stuff-out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
Back at Wayne State Fieldhouse. The Crews rolling over the Magic tonight, leading as we start the fourth quarter. Evan Stockton with you tonight. Sam Stickday is sitting to my right. You may be wondering, where is Chad Bush tonight? Why am I not hearing him call another Crews victory? Well, Stick, you were talking about this earlier. Chad just had a baby. Congratulations to him and the whole family.
And there he is. Look at that beautiful baby boy. He's so excited. You can tell, man. Look at that smile. That is the smile of a happy man. I'm sure he'd be happy calling the Crews game, but holding your son for the first time, something special about that.
I would hope you're happy you're holding your son and calling whatever sport it may be.
Hey, you know, Chad loves this. You never know. You never know. But, yeah, beautiful son. Like we said, mom's healthy, son's healthy, Chad's healthy, so everybody's happy.
God bless the whole family, and we promise we're not going to throw any potential names out there. And we spent way too much of halftime doing it.
I'm sure it'll be a great name.
Let's start the fourth. Lakeland needs some points and some stops. They get the points there. Nice job by Greer, making sure the miss and rolled off enough so we could tap it in.
Now, if you're the Crews here, you still want to keep the pressure on. I mean, 13-point lead isn't insurmountable in this fourth quarter in the G League, so you still want to put up your points, have some solid offensive sets, and get lucky with tip-backs like that.
Based on his reaction, that was a basket for Chris Smith. It went off someone's fingers, I can promise you. Wessel away from the ball as Greer was letting the shot go.
Looks like someone just got teed up, too.
Yeah. They called it on Jeremiah Tillman, 23. You can see his reaction. He is very upset about something.
Let's see if he clears out down low. Yeah, you really can't tell once the camera went off of him.
Mm-hmm. Based on what we saw before the camera went off of him, I have to guess that's the call.
And Jeremiah was not a fan of it.
Jones hits the freebie. 23-year-old Jeremiah Tillman, who played his college ball at Missouri. Let's get another look here.
He cleared out a little bit. And he kept clearing out. I think that was the problem. The first clear out was fine. The continuing to clear out got him in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. Bucket here for the Crews, and it's their largest lead of the night. There's that bucket. Jalen Johnson is saying hello tonight.
I am in love with his game right now, man. I could watch this guy play all night long.
Follow-up jam, and Tillman enacts a little revenge after that tech.
And that's how you get that revenge, though. You don't let it impact your game. You go back out there and you get your bucket.
Bounce, Smith! The jam!
And Johnson throws on the goggles while he's going down the court to let you know that his vision is on point tonight, too.
Everything is rolling for the Crews tonight. Johnson. No. Smith the rebound right after the jam.
Johnson's calling for it. He wants to bring it up the court.
6-1 start to the regular season, and it sure looks like it's about to become 7-1. Smith off the tip. Balkman, 3 more.
I think the official's marking that as a 2. His foot may have been on the line. But either way, beautiful shot.
On the other end, a bucket for Lakeland and Jair Greer.
Yeah, they needed that to stop the bleeding.
They need a lot of that right now. Jones eyeing up Hawes. Off the screen from Johnson. Right back to Jalen Johnson. Feels weird to see him miss one tonight.
Right.
Greer got tipped briefly. Hawes. draws. Leads to great passing for Lakeland. And Grayer knocks it down again. That's back-to-back triples.
Now that was a good offensive set for Lakeland. They passed the ball, everybody got their hands on it, they found the open shot and knocked it down, and that's back-to-back three-pointers to make this an interesting game.
Just trying to stay within shouting distance. Smith alone. Yeah, again, Chris Smith for three.
Love that on offense. A little bit of confusion for the Magic trying to figure out who's going to guard who, and as soon as he got close to the lane, it looked like the defenders were going to switch, and as soon as he switched, shot the wide open three.
You know, I wonder if all the guys on the floor were listening to our pregame show, because we said really the only thing that the Crews didn't do well the other night at Grand Rapids was shoot the three well at just 29%. Well, you just saw on the graphic, they made 13 threes tonight, and not just making a lot of threes stick, but they're getting good looks from three tonight.
Yeah, and then on the other side, you're looking at the Magic, and they're 2 of 17. That percentage just keeps getting lower. You thought 12 in the first half was bad. Now they're down to 11.
Another miss from deep, and it's Crews basketball.
I'm glad the anti-jinx didn't work there. While I was talking about them missing, it didn't help them make one.
It's the old, he's never missed from the free throw line
Right.
tonight, and then he misses one. Or he hasn't missed a he hasn't missed a field goal in 7 weeks, and then he misses one. It's always the broadcaster's fault. Always the broadcaster's fault.
I'll take the accountability.
I mean, it's really, with great power comes great responsibility. Spider-Man and, play-by-play and color guys, it's just a lot in common.
So I hear.
I'm still not over the new Spider-Man movie. I won't spoil it, but you should go see it if you haven't.
I have seen it. It's great.
It was incredible. But I don't know about spoilers, otherwise I'd talk about it. Jalen Johnson, great find. The scoop, no for Balkman.
Jalen Johnson is playing like he's on a street court somewhere tonight. He's just dishing, getting it in the lane, shooting threes, blocking shots. He is having fun.
Robert, no, it has been a very quiet night for him. He's only scored 2 points. Under 8 minutes to go. Cut, kick. Johnson fakes the three. Jones will take it.
I was shocked to see Johnson pass that up. He was wide open.
Stepping into a 2, Tillman hits it. So it's a 16-point game. What do you think, Lakeland, realistically, about 4 or 5 minutes to go, where are they trying to get this deficit to?
You want to get it to 9. I mean, anytime you can get it below that double-digit mark, it's almost like a psychological thing, and 9 is always a good number.
Off the Servetus miss, Lakeland back into the forecourt.
You saw Tillman after he made that shot last time down the court, turn to the bench. I'm not sure if he was talking to Luka or Walton, but he had something to say to the bench.
Doughton, through contact, misses the running righty leader. Servetus alone. You cannot leave him alone.
Yeah, of all the guys just to walk away from at the three-point line, probably not the guy you want to do that to.
That was a bad decision. Tillman, again from the mid-range.
Tillman's kind of come alive after that technical.
Yeah.
It's interesting how that works sometimes. It's a detriment to get a technical on yourself. It hurts the team, but it can get you going.
Servetus, again. Yes, sir. It is so much fun to watch him play basketball.
It's 22 on the night for him.
An easy 22. Off 34 at Grand Rapids 2 nights ago. Doughton. Great pass. Grab it. No. That would have been one heck of a finish.
That would have been amazing.
Jones. Rebound Tillman. Up ahead to B.J. Johnson. On a quick shots in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, now that it's up to a 20-point lead, you expect the Magic to just start lifting every time they have an inch of space. And as you know, tonight that hasn't been their strength, so it's going to be a huge mountain to climb.
Servetus short on the three, And Lakeland needs to call time with that deficit as large as it's been all night. The Motor City Cruise, you can't calm them down. A 20-point lead coming up on 5 minutes to go.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak-stuff-out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Servidis is making a name for himself night after night with the Motor City Cruise, and he's doing it again tonight.
Yeah, he's had a strong game, both inside and outside, but here he is outside just knocking down threes, and they're elected to leave him alone. I'm not exactly sure if that's part of the game plan that they had in place, but he's making them pay for it while they give him that space.
It is a 20-point lead for the Cruise. The 21-year-old Servidis, 22 points, 6 made threes. Guy who was once drafted 37th overall by the Mavs a couple of years ago. Traded to the Pistons. He's made his NBA debut before. With the way he's playing, he'll be back up in the NBA sooner rather than later, you'd think.
Yeah, a couple guys on the court tonight I think we'll see up there with the Pistons. You know, Check Diallo eventually will get his shot as the big man. And the way Johnson's been playing tonight, put him anywhere.
Somewhere Troy Weaver is watching, and somewhere he's smiling with what he's seen from the Cruise, not just tonight, but all week long. They hang on and win this thing. That is 4 wins this week. Picked up a couple over the College Park Skyhawks earlier in the week. Getting a look at the whistle that was against the Cruise. That big win for Motor City on the road at Grand Rapids a couple of nights ago. It's just all coming together for them right now.
Yeah, ever since the turn of the year, really, it's just been an onslaught, and they've been playing, and like we mentioned earlier, a lot of them are going up and down, too, with the Pistons. So, you know, you get that NBA experience and you come down, this game isn't so overwhelming, and it's going to bode well for both teams.
Down off the Teskey screen and feed. Dowdy stepping back, missing the 3. Servidis clears the rebound. Diallo set the screen for Jones. Falling away, missing the J. Servidis got the rebound somehow, and thought he got fouled on the miss.
Yeah, I think the officials are like, we're just going to keep this clock rolling at this point.
There's a 3, swirled home by Jeff Doughton. Him and B.J. Johnson have been the leading scorers for Lakeland tonight. Under 4 minutes to go. The Cruise have never trailed. Jones for Diallo. There's the foul. He was waiting a long time for it.
That's a nice little 2-man game they have going on with Jones and Diallo on that pick and roll. You know, Diallo's able to handle the ball decently outside by the 3-point line, but once it gets into Jones's hand, he's a big body. He set it, and he rolls to the rim really nice. Look at him rolling right here. And there you go. That's what I was talking about. Nice high pass to him right above his chest, so that way the little defender can't get in there and strip the ball.
Another double-double tonight for Check Diallo. 12 points, 14 rebounds as of now. They get 14 and 14. Off 15 and 18 at Grand Rapids earlier in the week. Teskey. There's a 3 that falls. He hadn't made one all night.
And he's got a fan section down over here. That's got to be his family or something. They got the Michigan University representing.
Former Wolverine John Teskey back in a very familiar state. He grew up in Grand Rapids in Ohio. He moved to Ohio when he was about 10. On cue, John takes it away. Magic are not out of this game. Dowden hits the three. All of a sudden, it's down to 13.
Yeah, you can't breathe. You can't give any space to these guys. You know, the law of averages is the law of averages for a reason. They're not going to shoot 10% from the three-point line forever.
Corner three coming, and it's down. What a shot for Trayvon Palmer.
Much needed for the Crews, too. Not that the game was getting out of hand, but it was getting to the point where you had to start thinking again.
Gravett hits the three. A little bit of solace for Hassani Gravett, who has been struggling all night for the Lakeland Magic. They are not out of this game, but the Crews, pardon the pun, are still in the driver's seat. 2:38 to go. Motor City leading this game by double digits.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak-stuff-out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
Basket for basket in the last few minutes. Lakeland trying to crawl in it, and the Magic are hitting some threes, Stick, trying to stay close with 2.5 to go.
Yeah, after they fell down by 20, they've gone on a little shooting spree here the last 1 minute of the game, and luckily the Crews have been able to answer back with a couple threes of their own. But look at, they're going down right now for the Magic. So be careful, and you know, it's a 13-point game, 2:30 left. You don't want to see too many of those threes going down in the next 2:30.
Still stuff to be decided on a Saturday night. Crews are looking to roll to another victory. Smith, yeah! Stepping back, hitting the three in style. He's done that a couple of times tonight.
That was a big shot, too, to push it back up to 16.
Ford, no. Rebound cleared by the Crews and Servetus.
Now if you're the Crews, you just kind of want to run the shot clock down, get a good offensive set, maybe a nice pick and roll up top.
Diallo sets a couple. Jones, space, and a score.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Just like that, back up to 18, and you're staring down a dub. Diallo tipped the rebound to Servetus. Who gets that rebound? Diallo?
It's got to go to Servetus. VJ Johnson knocked it out of Diallo's hands before he could secure it.
Sheck is going to complain to somebody after the game. I had one more rebound. All I did was tip it to him. That's a pass. Jones fouled by Dowden, and Jeff doesn't like the call.
That'll put Jones at the line to shoot. I believe they shoot under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Jones has played well here in the second half, and he had 3 in the first half, considering that he kind of had to be careful starting this second half. He's done a very nice job.
Yeah, really. I mean, you look around the entire Crews roster, and everybody's done a pretty nice job tonight. If you're going down the list, you know, Trayvon Palmer, he hasn't done too much on the scoring side, but he's played pretty well. Davidas Servetus, can't say enough about him. Check Diallo, another double-double. Chandre Jones, 9 points. He's going to get the double digits here. Even Chris Smith putting in 12 points. Jalen Johnson having his game. I mean, everybody's contributed this game.
Going to make DJ Baker smile when he looks at the box score and checks the film. I don't know if we'll do that tonight or tomorrow. We'll see. The Crews are back in action on Monday against Grand Rapids. Hope you can join us here at Wayne State Fieldhouse. It's going to be a fun one.
It's interesting how Grand Rapids, used to be the Pistons affiliate last year, and they just stayed in Grand Rapids. They're like, no, we're not moving to Detroit, but we still want to be here in Grand Rapids. And then they got the Nuggets to get involved.
Cruz picked up a victory over Grand Rapids a couple of nights ago, and they'll be back here in a couple of nights. And the Cruz are on the road at Raptors 9:05, taking on the Maine Celtics here at home on the 30th, week from tomorrow. They're going to Lakeland on the 1st in February and going to the College Park Skyhawks in 4th. A little late shot for Jair Grayer, who's gotten into double figures. Guy from Flint, his dad Jeff played in the league for many years, nearly a decade, and Jair's mom Patrice played her college ball at UAD.
Nice.
That's called hitting the genetic jackpot.
Go Titans.
There you go, one more gratuitous UAD reference, you're welcome.
I'll take it.
Could be the final offensive trip of the night for the Cruz. That shot off. It's all academic now. Down to hoist it up. He'll hit it. That's probably all she wrote. Lakeland does get to triple digits, but the Cruz were 13 better. The hottest team in the league does it again. 7 of their first 8 in the regular season are dubs. Their 4th win of the week. The Cruz are rolling. Servidis, leading scorer with 22. But Stick, really, the story of the night for the Cruz and DJ Baker, just so much balanced scoring, so much to like out of this performance tonight.
Yeah, the story of the night for both sides is three-point shooting, really, if you want to break it down. The Cruz ended up around 45% for three-point land, and at the end, you saw the Magic hit a couple, so I'm sure they're over 20% at this point, but going into the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, they were only shooting 4 of 23 from behind the arc. So, really, the shooting is what made it happen tonight for the Cruz.
All coming up Motor City Cruz's way tonight. Another win over the Lakeland Magic, and we're back to wrap it all up right after this.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
Back at Wayne State Fieldhouse where the Cruz do it again. Winners again. The G League is on notice. The Cruz 113, the Lakeland Magic 100. That's a 7-1 start to the regular season for the Cruz.
Yeah, and they looked excellent in pretty much every facet of the game tonight. I mean, we talked about how they were shooting from the three-point line, which was kind of their Achilles heel when they were playing in Grand Rapids. And here's the stats right now. They end the game shooting 45% essentially from the three-point line. And look at the Magic with all those threes they hit down the stretch to actually keep this within a 20-point game. They wound up shooting 32%. Rebounds, wow, what a domination on the glass for the Cruz, 58-41. Turnovers, Magic really didn't have any turnovers. They were able to take care of the ball. The Cruz, 15, not ideal, but, a lot of those were aggressive turnovers, and I'll take those. We talked about that. Servidis winding up with 22 points and Doughton leading the way with 26 points.
For me, the story of this game, Stick, and you and I were talking about it in the closing moments. Yes, Servidis scores 22. He's been the big scorer for the Cruz the last couple of games, but story of this game was the balanced scoring. You look up and down that score sheet, so many guys were part of the fun tonight. We're going to get a look at a ton of the highlights. Sheck Diallo is always part of those highlights.
He was a big part of this game early, dominating on the glass, just being a big body, and the big body, for Lakeland showing up there, our boy Teskey. And then you got some other action going to the lane. Really, the Crews kind of just took control of this game earlier. I don't think the Magic ever had a lead. I think the Crews' largest lead was 20, and I think there were only 2 ties in the game. So it was pretty much dominated by the Crews. But you saw the Magic come alive here in the second half, in this fourth quarter, and just leaving the Crews open for some wide open threes, and luckily they were knocking down those shots tonight. Another great take. I loved how he gave up that three-point shot to take the mid-range jumper there.
Yeah, Justin Turner was so good tonight for the Crews. His best game by far as a member of Motor City. Jalen Johnson was just having fun all night, man.
And that's what he was having, just fun, man. Like, he made a great pass, put the goggles up. We were talking about his animation. He hits the three there. He's got the threes in his hand, talking to the bench. Just overall, look at that great pass, man. That's 2 big men operating like that, and that's team chemistry right there. You got to give all the credit in the world to DJ Baker for having his team up and ready. And then for some reason, the Crews decided to start leaving Servetus alone, shooting threes. I don't know why, but it did not pay off for them in the end. Bold strategy, Cotton.
Bold strategy indeed. Crowd here at Wayne State Fieldhouse had fun on a Saturday night. Another win for the Crews. They're back in action couple of nights on Monday night as they take on the Grand Rapids Gold. Before we sign off, Stick, any final thoughts tonight with the way that both these teams played and the way that the Crews did this thing again?
The Crews just keep rolling, man. That's what you need to do in 2022. Like we said, after they got back from Vegas in the turn of the year, they've been playing some of the best basketball in the G League. There's a look at their upcoming schedule and hope to get a couple more wins throughout all of those games. But overall, this was just a great game and a continuation from what they've been doing all year long. And it's great to see them bring this home because the first couple of games I did, they couldn't get a win here early on in the season. But now they're making up for lost time.
Stick's a winner tonight. I'm a winner, and we're all winners for watching heck of basketball performance by the Motor City Crews tonight. Thanks for joining us. Evan Stockton in for Chad Bush. Chad will be back soon. Congratulations again to him and his family. That's the real winner tonight, the Bush family, welcoming their baby boy. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. For Stick and the rest of our crew, Evan Stockton saying so long from Wayne State Fieldhouse. The Crews win again, 113-100, the hottest team in the G League, doing it again. Have a great rest of your Saturday and a great rest of your weekend, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the NBA G League may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA G League.